All right, friends, welcome to the last session of the bootcamp of the October session. Today, we are discussing the retrospective. As I've always said, this is now the last. The journey will be continuing, but for now, we will be focusing on the sprint retrospective. We have got wider audience over here. They will be observing how a bootcamp or the Accelerator program runs. Welcome everyone to the sprint retrospective. So this will be, let me set the working agenda. I will be interacting with only the bootcamp people right now. I'll take all your questions, all your contributions toward the end. For the first 45 minutes, let me and bootcamp people only interact. You are here, you are joining just to experience how a bootcamp and accelerator program runs. All your inputs, all your questions, I'm happy to take toward the end. So when they are doing the retrospective, you may not participate. You may observe how we run a typical bootcamp. Sounds okay? So with that, let's get started. So retrospective is basically about how our last sprint went. We have executed our entire sprint. Now is the time to see how our sprint from a process perspective has worked so far. Sprint planning is about inspection of the plan. Daily Scrum is about inspection of the progress. Sprint review is inspection of the product that you made. Retrospective is inspection of the process. Now, most of the retrospective, if you would have joined, people don't participate actively. And one of the biggest reason I have found is the same boring format. What went well, what went good, went bad, and what's the improvement item. It's like if I give you your favorite dish today, you will like that dish. But if I give you your favorite dish every single day, you'll get bored with that. People always like variation. So today we are going to give you a variation of one of the sprint retrospective techniques. Right? So I'm requesting you all, bootcamp people, to join the mural. You're already there on mural, so let's get hitting. I'm sharing my screen.
Sorry, Anand, I am not. I didn't get the mural link. Maybe I am late.
No, Anuradha, this is only for bootcamp people. So you all are just observing. All right, friends, I'm inviting you all into the first box. And I invite you all, you know how mural works. I don't have to explain you that. Come up with some great idea. So we are going to inspect only our sprint review, how our sprint review went. We're not going to inspect the entire sprint. I'm setting the stage. I'm setting the stage on how our sprint review went. I'll explain you all these, like what are the 5 steps according to Diana Larsen later on. For now, I'm setting the stage. Let's inspect how our sprint review went. I'm inviting everyone to come up with some great ideas. How can we make our sprint review really bad? You heard me right. Come up with some great ways. How can we make our sprint review really bad that people are willing to buy tickets to just see how our sprint review went? I can give you some of the examples. Poisoning the stakeholders, unplugging the network wires, canceling at the last moment, snoring during the sprint review. I'm sure you can come up with many great ideas. I give you 1 minute. Come up with as many crazy ideas to make your sprint review really bad. Go ahead, friends. Come up with as many crazy ideas on how to mess up with your sprint review. All right, let me read. Bad network, no participation. Come on, get more crazy. You still have 30 seconds to make your sprint review really bad. All right, last 10 seconds. Wrap up your points. Whichever you have started, don't start any new points. All right, friends. So now you have all come up with some great ideas how to make your sprint review really bad. Now the serious side. Our sprint review is not doing good. Maybe some of the reasons could be hidden over here. Now, I invite you all to look into these sticky notes, not just your sticky note, and go through not just yours, but others' sticky notes. And do you find any of these things happening in your real sprint review? You might not be slapping a stakeholders. You might not be snoring, but if you're not focusing in your sprint review, that is also the same. You might not be watching a movie during your sprint review, but if your phone keeps on ringing, that's the same. So look into others and your sticky note in the first box. And if any of these things are happening in your sprint review in some form or the other, put it onto the second box toward the right. I'll give you a 1 more minute to reflect on it. All right, I could see sticky notes moving from box 1 to box 2. If you want to add something else, feel free to add it onto the second box. Why our sprint review currently is going horrible, not up to the expectation. And there you go. Wow, friends. I really appreciate your honest reflection to find out why our sprint review is not doing great. The first step to the change is awareness. Now, you people are aware what is not working. But the second step is holding ourselves accountable to what needs to be done. And as Gandhiji says, be the change you want to see in the world. Are you able to see my screen on Mural?
Yes, Anand.
Now, I would invite you all to look into this second box. And for most of these second box, if you are a contributing factor to it, then come up with one behavioral action you want to see in yourself so that the impact gets reduced. And write a sticky note something like this. I, Anand, commit to of my one behavioral change you want to see in yourself, which will make your sprint review better, at least one step. Now, this is going to be serious because people love putting the improvement or the blames on the others. I'm inviting to do a self-reflection for next 1 minute and come up with one behavioral and put a name also to it. So your action should be aligned toward the problems that we have identified until now. And now may I invite each one of you to read your card loud. Starting with me. I, Anand, commit to switch off my phone while in the sprint review because I know it rings a lot.
I, Sai Prashant, pledge that the review gets started on time every time.
Awesome. Whom do you want to call up next?
I'll go with it. So I, Arvind, commit to listen to the stakeholders' feedback and make notes to be worked upon in sprint.
I, Archana, commit to listen more so that I can be more prepared myself for the presentation and also to deliver the right stories and results.
Yeah. So I, Anupriya, commit to listening more closely to stakeholders about feedbacks. And I, Anupriya, also commit to prepare well along with the team before the review meeting.
I, Kathy, will not multitask in the meeting and concentrate more on the meeting only.
All right, friends. Wonderful. I suppose I have covered everyone in case I might have missed out by not intention, but with just cautious about the time. How was the experience with this retrospective? How did you feel about it?
It was something different, generally. So kind of something different from the regular thing, right? Although it's the same, what did not go well, what can be done well, but in a different format. So it does not look repeated like we are doing the same thing. Although we are getting the same output, but in a different way.
I felt it was simple and quick actually.
Did you realize I finished it in less than 10 minutes?
And that's what
Yeah.
we generally used to have retro for 1 hour. It goes on.
No one
Yeah.
speaks.
Yeah, that happens.
Who says you need 1 hour for a retrospective? I can get in the action improvement items in less than 10 minutes.
I have one query here.
Yes, Ayush.
Actually, you mentioned that I commit to this kind of thing. You told us to mention
Why did
it,
I
but
ask?
the users will not be ready to mention that, right?
They may. They may. With time, once you started, I started. Because I started, then you started. And I started with the most common weakness that everyone knows is that my phone rings a lot. So when I was vulnerable, you will also be vulnerable. If I try to say that, no, I'm Mr. Perfect, then you will hide. So I was the first to write the sticky note, and I was the first to read it out as well. And to be very honest, I don't really care if everyone is writing down. That's not the intention. I want 4 people to read it, because after 4, then it will be a rolling wave. Others will also come forward. First, they will see, okay, Anand was open to, okay, Arvind was okay too. You see how Arvind or Sai Prashant, I don't know who started first, right? They were okay too. Slowly, you will see over a couple of more retrospective, everyone will start opening up. And reading it out loud has also an effect. You write it over there, you forget. But when you read it loud, it's like those New Year resolution. I'm going to quit smoking. Now you are a bit more conscious about it. So Bhaskar will be a bit more conscious of attending a meeting on time because he has committed to attend meeting on time. So I don't have to push anymore. He will be. When I have committed in front of everyone that I will be switching off my mobile phone, next time when it rings, Anupriya will be giving me that stare, which will force me to, first I'll feel embarrassed, then I'll be saying sorry, and next time I'll not even be bringing my phone along. That's the behavioral change we want to see in our retrospective. Are we good, first friends, on the first part of the retrospective? One set of retrospective is about behavioral. You don't have to do behavioral retrospective all the time. Once in a while. Maybe once you do this, next time, next month, not all the time. Second kind of retrospective are data-driven retrospective also. This is not data-driven retrospective. You may want to do a data-driven retrospective as well. So let's do a data-driven retrospective. Who would like to share their screen with ChatGPT, Jira, and Mural open? Friends, I'm not taking any of the questions of your Zoom chat because I'm right now focusing on my bootcamp. This is not a general webinar. So I'll take all your questions toward the end. Right now, I'm just focusing on my bootcamp. So who would like to share the screen?
I can do it.
Archana, you're going? Wonderful.
Yeah. Entire screen, no?
Yeah, screen with your Jira, Confluence.
Okay.
Confluence will open it up, and your ChatGPT. The next retro we are going to do is the data-driven retrospective. Okay. And for that, I'm going to follow the 5-step retrospective which Diana Larsen gives, starting with set the stage to doing the retro of the retro. In one form or the other, I was using that over here. So have you opened your ChatGPT?
Yeah. See you.
Okay. So you have got, so I'm giving you the prompt over here. You have the prompt open, right?
Yes.
If not, you can
You're
use this.
talking about this one, no?
Yeah. Yeah, you can just copy the first prompt, set the stage. No, not the first one.
Yeah.
First prompt.
From here?
Yeah, as a co-facilitator, not the first. Just those prompts. Yeah, just those prompts you're going to use. Paste it onto the ChatGPT. Yes. Enter. See, I'm going to use ChatGPT as an assistant, not replacing me. So ChatGPT will give me, how can I start my sprint? And one of the action items, Richa, is still on you on how to do icebreakers. We are still tracking that onto our easy retro. Okay, so maybe you can start with what's one small win from this sprint that made you feel proud. Now, this is for the bootcamp people. Bootcamp people, please come over here and put onto the Zoom chat. Yeah. So she has given you the prompt. Can you copy, Archana, onto the Zoom chat? What was
Sure.
that? What was that you got from the chat GPT? Maybe any one of those. So Archana invited everyone. Hello, friends. Welcome to Sprint Review, Sprint Retrospective. Let's start with discussing what's one small win, setting the positive stone, setting the positive stage. What's one small win from the sprint that made you feel proud? And then Archana, who's a facilitator of the sprint review, a retrospective, may ask one or two to read these sticky notes loud, not all of them. Not possible because you have a limited time. We are trying to complete our retrospective in just half an hour. Wonderful. Now she has set the stage. Everyone is motivated. Everyone is focused.
The
Open your-
second column.
Yeah, copy this one. Just the first
Second.
prompt.
The second one here, no?
Yeah. Up one. Yeah. Control C. Put that onto your. And if anyone else is also available, they may also come in. Otherwise, Archana might end up doing the complete retrospective. Paste it. No, you did not copy it properly then. Maybe enable editing. You have to enable editing.
I think so.
Okay. So can you go back to your backlog, the second tab, backlog, Archana?
Yeah.
Maybe we will do this. Complete the sprint. Your sprint one, complete it. When you complete it, it will open in Confluence. Okay, na? Don't do it right now. Close it. For now, close it. We will use this part. I'll show you. Go to reports. You see reports over there? The last option. Yes. Go to your cumulative flow diagram, the fourth graph.
Cumulative, yeah.
Yes. So this is the cumulative flow diagram that got created. Take a screenshot of this cumulative flow diagram. When we were executing our sprint, we got this. So you know how to take a screenshot of your only that cumulative flow diagram, copy it and paste it onto ChatGPT. Basically, now ChatGPT is going to interpret this cumulative flow diagram to give you improvement items. This is a data-driven retrospective. I can give any data for that matter. I can give velocity chart, I can give burn down chart, anything. Now I'm asking my ChatGPT to interpret this. Organizations who have got a corporate Jira, we are using a trial Jira, corporate Jira, you don't have to go to ChatGPT because this is already built in within Jira. So there's no difference. It's just that you're doing it in-house. I'm using a separate one. That's it. There's no difference. Uploaded, press enter.
Shall I click on it?
Yes. Now ChatGPT will be interpreting your data and will be gathering some data around it. Got it? Can you go back to your Jira?
Yeah.
While it is doing it, go back to your project, my Scrum project, or maybe scroll up, my Scrum project, the second option, spaces, my project, and yeah, click on that. Go to backlog, complete your sprint. So it's not only Archana who is doing it, everyone has to do it. Okay. It is
So
asking
anything
for certain open items. What to do with that?
yeah.
So this is where quote unquote spillover, which Jira is encouraging, which generally what we say, move it back to the product backlog. You see in the
Yeah.
drop down, what options do you get?
Backlog.
Move it back to the
And new
product.
sprint and the backlog.
So ideally, it should go back to product backlog from where you'll be pulling in. So
Yeah.
select backlog.
Yeah.
If your team, if your department has got a way of moving it to the new sprint, continue with that. Let's not disturb that way. Complete the sprint. Now it is asking for a retrospective automatically. Select search Confluence, search the space that you might have created. Archana, maybe the first one, right? That's what you created.
Yeah.
Select live doc and others, please continue doing it and create it. And pause me, Bootcamp people, if any time you want me to add or clarify for you. Okay, now whatever you're getting into that ChatGPT answer, you will keep pasting over here. Go back to your ChatGPT.
So all this.
What went well? You may copy it quickly and paste it there.
Sure.
No. There are separate tabs. So
Column
bit of-
from there already it didn't go well, and I think.
so they already have a heading. You just have to copy the 3 bullet points of what went well.
Oh, 1 second. Just
Go.
got how.
Alt tab. So do Alt tab. Paste over here.
The action item for here.
Start. Yeah. So this is one format. Now you may change it. What went well, what can be improved. You can change the heading. Okay.
I guess one after another I need to post.
Paste it below.
Basically.
3 points, 3 different columns. For now, just we'll paste one. Yes, just paste. So for now, we will just paste one. You got the idea, right?
Yeah.
Now, ChatGPT looked into your cumulative flow diagram and found out certain areas of improvement or suggestions. For example, your cycle time is very huge. Your WIP limit is very huge. There is lots of items in the to-do, blah, 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 blah things. Now
Yeah.
let's go back to your ChatGPT prompt.
Yeah.
Based on the data that has been gathered, let's now see what can be done about it. Can you go back to the ChatGPT prompt? Yeah. This one?
This is the one, right?
Yes.
Shall I copy
No,
the
there are actually 2 prompts. The second one is the optional one. Just the first one.
the first one?
You can use the second one also, but for now we are just using the one prompt. No, it did not copy properly.
Here you go. Shall I enter?
Yes.
Shall I click
Now,
on
based on the
yeah.
data, it is going to interpret. Yes, Sai Prashant.
Anand, so this are we going to do during the retrospective, or we should be doing we should have done all this thing and be ready for the retrospective? What actually?
Data-driven retrospective, it's better for a Scrum Master to do it because these are mostly systemic. Remember the systemic
Yeah.
changes?
Yeah.
So systemic changes, Scrum Master should be doing it. May not make much effect. May come up with the insights to share it with the team.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Because to be honest, your developers will be struggling to even understand the CFD.
Okay.
But choice is yours. If your team is mature, they understand what is the CFD, what is everything, involve them. In fact, you may start saying that, hey, friends, we are going to use AI to assist us into coming up with some great improvement items. Fair enough.
Okay.
Now you see, Archana, how it has given us some actionable items. We should have definition of ready. We should limit the work in progress. We should improve our flow. It is giving us some very, very tangible action items.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the prompt.
And then what other reports we can use here? Like currently we have used this cumulative one.
Any data.
Any report. Okay.
In fact, you may not even want to use the report. You may use your entire Jira. You run a JQL, you get your entire sprint report, like the stories and all those states. You just dump your whole Excel over there and it will interpret.
Okay.
Okay, decide on the action item. And now it will come up with the smart actionable item, which you're going to put it onto the sprint backlog. And remember our improvement backlog. So you will get actionable item into the improvement backlog, which you are going to, Sai Prashant, have a one-on-one with your line manager, which we discussed from week 1 itself. Now, this is what, so you will continuously keep doing it. Press enter and see what it gives us. So before that, it told us, let's have a definition of ready. Now it gives us a concrete actionable item.
Yeah.
Schedule a meeting to get your definition of ready done, blah, 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 blah things. Now this goes into your improvement backlog. Now run the last. I'm not going through all these things. Don't worry. Whenever we take a Kanban course, then we will go deep into understanding what are these things, what is WIP limit and other points we will cover into that session. So all these improvement items, even if you're not understanding, completely fine. We will go through that. Some part of it we have already covered as part of our value stream mapping session. Some part we will be covering. And now we are doing a closing.
Yeah. Shall I enter?
Yeah. And you wrapped it up. All these information, you will be putting that onto the Confluence. If we had enterprise license, we would have been running all these prompts directly into the Confluence. Can Can you open Confluence once again, Archana? Yeah, scroll up. Yeah, open in Confluence. Just expand that. Yes, there is one option. Can you scroll up a bit up? Where you can run this. We get a prompt. Not sure you are getting that prompt or not, but I do get a prompt where I can run, where it shows that I don't know, that's not automation. Just let me show
Okay.
real quick if I can find running
Should I
your.
stop sharing?
I'm trying to share. Let me see if I can. So I'm stopping your screen share for now. While mine also will not work because I'm using a free version, right? I can ask ChatGPT Assistant plugin here itself. So it will interpret all my data. If you're working on a corporate setup, corporate license, then all these things will happen there, here itself. So you don't have to be copying it from ChatGPT and pasting it over here. It will just keep on building one top of the other. That's it, my friends. We just now ran another retrospective in less than 10 minutes. We got some improvement items as well. Yes, Mayuri.
What if ChatGPT is not accessible from the company laptop?
See, you can always do that. See, if AI is not accessible, you mean, right? Not
AI. I mean, yeah.
Copilot is there, Mayuri.
some form
So
or
we
the
can
other.
use Copilot. Copilot will also work equally like ChatGPT if
I doubt.
you are having access of Copilot.
What I have experienced that in the banking domain, they don't allow any external sites.
Mostly AI tools are disabled. That
Good na. Then you use this.
use your brain.
250 gram ka bheja, use it.
But you get that from your report you pasted on ChatGPT and you get what was wrong and not right.
Arey
That
yaar,
was
even if
bit easy.
ChatGPT was not available, I could have still interpreted all this. See, a doctor interprets, right?
Exactly. वही.
So interpret ourselves. We will be learning when we go through the Kanban part, right? We will be learning how to interpret this cumulative flow diagram. But don't tell me you can't interpret a burn down chart or a burn up chart or a velocity, or you can interpret it, right?
Right.
AI is only assisting me to do it in 10 minutes, which I might have taken 1 hour to do it. But no way will I accept that AI is smarter than me, that if I'm not generalizing to me, I'm just making it like everyone, right? It's not smarter than anyone who could have interpreted this graph better. Like take Daniel Vacanti. He could have interpreted this graph much better than ChatGPT. He knows in and out of cumulative flow diagram. It is just helping us, augmenting us, not replacing us. All right. Any question or feedback on how this quick retrospective using tool went in less than 10 minutes again?
I felt like it gives a lot of time for us to, I'm not saying that this is the end result of it, but again, really helped us to get an insight of this, right? And then we can more go ahead and understand what else that could be done better. So helps in what I meant to say is that gives a lot of time for us to be more creative and from the thinking standpoint. I felt it was easy.
And it also gives us a base to start with the things.
That's
So
right.
That's all.
Just imagine if I take one set of data and do 1 hour of research, I'll have lots of cognitive load. I'll start feeling tired. But now I can have 15 such data interpreted quickly. And that means that when I'm going to have a one-on-one with my line manager in my improvement backlog review meeting next Monday, I have got so many suggestions for him or her. So that builds more confidence, isn't it? Which improvements to make? Who will decide that?
Manager.
Exactly, because he or she is your product owner. Don't forget that. Shall we look into some interview questions now?
Sure.
Ready? So let me put some. I have been putting the interview questions onto the Google Drive. I'm not sure. Yeah, so later on you may review those interview questions. I have put the sprint retrospective related interview questions. Hey, retrospective is my team is not engaging in the retrospective. What would you suggest? How can I make my team engaging? Who would like to answer? Don't forget the format.
Yeah. So the question is that my team is not participating in retrospective. How can we make it engaging? Right.
Yes.
I thanks Anand. Generally, these things do happen in our cases. It's quite common that people don't participate generally in retrospective with various reasons, whatever that be in the team. So some of them is like they don't find it productive. Some is overload of team meetings or time constraints or the lack of scope understanding. So there can be various reasons for this lack of participation in a retrospective. So there was a situation which I faced in my previous organization where my team, I was seeing a lack of enthusiasm among them while participating in a retrospective. And I had a one chat with my team, entire team. And what I came to know is that the repetitive notion of retrospective made it very monotonous in nature. So what I tend to do and what I implied is I try to make it more interesting. Like in the case, what I did is uh, a spontaneous quiz I included in my retrospective, so that everybody is conscious about what is going to happen, what kind of things can happen or not. And the second thing was I put myself on the front. I told about what is lacking among me, among myself, and then it let them open more. So, and mix and match. It's not that one retrospective you try one thing and that will work forever. You keep mix and match of the variances, which will keep them enthusiastic and will keep their participation high. So in future retrospective, I saw that the participation increased. People were aware of the situation and they were more enthusiastic this time. So this is what I tried in my organization.
Others, what feedback would you give to Bhaskar? How he could have done this answer better? It was good. Where he could have done better?
Just touch base on one aspect of behavioral thing.
And
On
pause
the
between both between the situations. Pausing, I mean, telling the situation and then pausing and then moving to the next situation.
Yeah. The other thing I guess we missed about how was the feedback shared from the team? How did we brought it together? I guess, for example, if someone is telling that it is not productive, so how to make it more productive? That kind of a question I didn't ask. Maybe we should ask them like how to make it productive.
And we can use some empathy maybe while asking the questions with the people. So that could have been added maybe.
One feedback I had, thanks for all the feedback. Don't share one experience only.
Yeah.
Share two experiences.
Because balanced approach.
Two is better than one. Surya, we are taking only from the bootcamp people. The next when you join, we'll take yours as well. All right. There are conflict happening between the developers. They are arguing a lot during the retrospective. How would you resolve this argument during the retrospective, the blame game happening? Who would like to take that?
Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting question, Anand. I think that situation arises most of the times in the retrospectives. Either it will be too boring, like it's the same kind of retro is happening and everybody will be quiet. Otherwise, some discussion comes up and they start coming on to each other kind of. And actually, I faced such a situation in my team a couple of times or more than that also, I can say. Once what happened was actually there was what went well and what didn't go well kind of discussion happened, and finally something didn't go well was discovered. So how to fix that kind of problem? They started the discussion got started between the team members, and that got escalated into a kind of a war situation, and it became like a war room kind of a discussion started to happen. So immediately, actually, I started to I jumped in between them, and I told, yeah, maybe let's calm down. It's not like a situation which we need to which we need to retrospect, but it's not like a huge discussion need to happen. Maybe we can just get our points together, and maybe we can discuss this separately in another meeting kind of thing, or maybe we can find out why actually that kind of situation happened, and that kind of I try to calm them down first thing, and then when I actually it's something like, okay, for that time I paused that question, and maybe carried forward, and tried to understand why that kind of thing happened after the retro, and similar situations can happen. So uh, I think actually that's what I try to resolve, but yeah, that's all from my end. Yeah.
You suddenly cut
Yeah.
short.
Yeah, actually ending part I
What feedback would you give to Sai Prashant? Or Sai Prashant, you reflect on yourself, where you could have done better.
actually I got the situation into control, but how I got the how I did not get this happen again next time, I did not try to point out or that kind of thing. I did not work on it, I suppose. Yeah.
The solution part was
Retrospective.
the solution part was very hasty, and the situation, when you were explaining the situation a couple of times, it seemed like going in loops. So that it was a war-like situation, became the war room. So these repetition of words were there somewhere. So the flow got disrupted. That's why you could not come up with a clear solution.
Sorry. And one more thing was that when you told that we found out didn't go well, right? So if it would have been mentioned what didn't go well, what is that we found out that okay, fine, this is maybe the QA and developers were having issue wherein testers were saying we did not get it on time, right, to test, and then they were saying no, we did it, you didn't do it. So just a kind of situation, if what didn't go well, that would have made one more impact on that.
So it will be a more realistic example, like Arvind was talking about. It would have been more realistic situation if you have talked in specific terms.
Wow, wonderful. All right, we can keep on going on and on those questions, and we will be discussing. I've given you out on the WhatsApp group the new lines to be added on your resume. I'll be giving it for the other parts also. Like for the retrospective, please try to include those lines in your retrospective. So when I'm reviewing your resume, I should see those lines, right, in your resume. So that is about the retrospective, friends. Any question about retrospective? We experienced today the 5 step of Daniel Larson: setting the stage, gathering the data, generating insight, taking the action item, and closing it out. We saw it in both the ways. One was on mural behavioral retrospective, and second was data-driven retrospective. There are many other retrospectives that we do. Remember the value stream mapping exercise? What was that? It was a retrospective only at a systemic level. Do you want to involve the team members onto that? No. Whom are you going to involve? Management into that. When you do systems thinking diagram to find out the recurring pattern, what is that? It's a retrospective. So through and through, we were doing retrospective, but different formats of retrospective, different forms of retrospective with different audience and different agenda. So the one that you do with your team is just a tactical retrospective, if they ever ask you. One is tactical retrospective, another is a strategic or a systemic retrospective. Good Scrum Masters only do tactical retrospective with the Scrum team. But because you are fixing only the symptom, because Scrum team can only tell you the symptom, your problems will keep on recurring. So great Scrum Masters, while they do tactical, they use tactical retrospective as an opportunity to find out the symptom. But they don't fix the symptom, because if you fix the symptom, it will again show its surface. They use this tactical retrospective only to come up with the ideas to be fixed into the systemic retrospective. They take that as an input to be fed over there. right? We went through both analytical and behavioral. You should try mix and match. When we do lean thinking exercise, Papita, let me just, when you will be doing Kanban session, we will be going through have I gone through 8 wastes of lean with you all?
Yes. Yes, Anand.
And
Yes.
did you do a retrospective with that? No.
No.
Anupriya, we have done it. But
Yeah, in
separately.
KSM 2, I was thinking.
Yeah, so don't show me that expression that you because you have done it. For others, we will do a retrospective using 7 wastes of lean. So that's a different way, right? Lean thinking retrospective. So we will be seeing different flavors of retrospective over the time, but just keep in mind, tactical retrospective is different from systemic retrospective. Behavioral retrospective is different from a data-driven retrospective. Data-driven retrospective, your neocortex. Behavioral is in your limbic system. And you as a great Scrum Master need to know different ways. Product owners over here, for example, Khyati, Bhaskar, Anupriya is in a dilemma. So you people may be, Archana, sorry, I forgot you. You people will be also doing retrospective. But with whom? You will have client data. You'll have a behavioral event with your stakeholders. So you will also doing retrospective. So don't limit, Are yaar, Scrum Master sprint retrospective ho gaya, ho gaya. No, no, no. You have a different retrospective with a different audience altogether. In your retrospective, the sales, the customer care, the marketing, the operations team, they are sitting over there. Right? Yes, Babita.
Anand, my question is, so retrospective, when you want to improve any process or any action item you want to take as an improvement, so how do we make sure we'll add it as a line item or maybe, but in the next subsequent retrospective, should we discuss like this is one improvement we have considered and we are working on this like that? Should we talk about it? That how do we make sure it is getting implemented?
That is what we do that in the bootcamp, right? The improvement backlog. So there's something called an improvement backlog that you have a one-on-one with your line manager. You're not just showing to your Scrum team, because your boss needs to know what improvement has happened. So not only with the Scrum team, impress your boss also because your salary will be decided. So every week you're letting your boss know what systemic improvement or what some changes did you do as part of your improvement backlog and career backlog improvements. Mrinalini.
Yes, Anand. So basically, the line manager is a product manager above us, right? Who is handling even the same Scrum team, or is it the RTE?
Whoever decides your salary.
Okay.
Because you have to, at the end of the day, impress your boss to ask for a deserved salary. It could be anyone. If it happens to be your line manager, happens to be your project manager, delivery manager, product owner, XYZ architect, does not matter. Whoever is my hiring boss, I'm going to have a 101. Remember that improvement backlog meeting I'm going to have with that person. Because that person has hired me for a purpose and I want to show that purpose to that person. And that is a separate retrospective I'm having with him or her.
Okay. So
Anubhuti.
can
Yes.
it be considered as a feedback session as well from them?
What is a feedback basically? A retrospective only, na? Feedback on how the things are working. Isn't that what retrospective definition is?
Okay.
So you're going to your boss every week to see, hey, boss, you hired me for a purpose. Is it all going good? Or am I in a position to get fired? That's it. Isn't that a retrospective?
Okay.
And you should all do that. Don't skip that step. Because that, rather than convincing your boss at the end of the year, you're showing off to your boss every week.
So Anand, you want to say that we should keep weekly session with them to discuss how we are going and how can we improve our team.
That's what I remember, Richa rings the bell 5 weeks back. That's the first thing I asked you people. Career backlog, improvement backlog. Both needs to be visible with your line manager. One, you're trying to show that I'm conscious about the team's improvement. I'm conscious about my improvement also. Because organizations want to retain people who are conscious about their self-improvement. Complacent people get fired. Self-improving people, autopilot people are never fired. So when you show to your line manager that yes, you're committed to continual improvement and you are taking accountability, then you are invincible. So thank you everyone once again for giving me an opportunity to share with you what runs in a real bootcamp. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you may consider joining the bootcamp to change your career. Until then, see ya. Take care, friends. Goodbye.